Hey there, everyone, and welcome to this important episode of Ignition Time. As you can imagine, the conservative Democrat from West Virginia, Joe Manchin, is still in the news. In fact, he said $1.5 trillion is still his top line number. Here's an important quote from him. Government should be your best partner, but it shouldn't be your provider. Let's roll the tape and hear what Joe Manchin had to say. Let's roll the tape and watch.
If we're not being fiscally responsible, that's really concerning. Let me make one statement to you all. The best way to know who I am, and I've always been politically, in my political life, I've always said that I believe that government should be your best partner, but it shouldn't be your provider.
Is 1.75 too much for top lines? 1.75 too much?
I'm still 1.5, guys.
And folks, speaking of Joe Manchin, he was actually asked, hey, do you think you belong in the Republican Party? And he actually admitted that he is asked to switch parties very often. And he said, hey, it doesn't really matter whether I'm a Republican or a Democrat. What matters is that I'm true to myself and I stand up for what I believe in. In fact, he said both Democrats and Republicans are unhappy with him. In fact, he went so far as to say, I don't know where in the hell I belong. Pretty incredible. Joe Manchin saying that people ask him every day to switch parties. Let's roll the tape and hear what Manchin had to say. Let's watch.
Have you ever thought life would be easier for you if you shifted to being a Republican? And somebody has said recently that, people have approached you about doing that.
Every day.
Every day. So,
either that or just change.
Wouldn't life be easier for you to do that?
Oh, it'd be much easier. My goodness.
Is
that the purpose of being involved in public service?
Are you thinking about doing it?
No, I've never thought from this. What I'm telling you now is who I am. Do you think by having a D or an I or an R is going to change who I am? I don't think the R's be any more happier with me than D's are right now. Okay? I mean, that's about as blunt as I can put it. So I don't know where in the hell I belong.
And folks, now speaking of news and other things happening around Washington, D.C., Congressman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a Democrat from New York, is actually proposing new reforms to protect and expand Social Security. She said this, we want to do that by asking the wealthy to pay into Social Security the same way that I did when I was a waitress. It's pretty simple. Let's roll the tape and hear from Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Let's watch.
What we want to do is make Social Security better, to expand it, to cover people like my mom who left her job to care for my dad while he was ill, to raise the age of young people up to the age of 26 so that those kids that are working through college can also get a little bit of that leg up. And we want to do that by asking the wealthy to pay into Social Security the same way that I did when I was a waitress. It's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. And it's a way that we can make our society better by feeling like we are part of a society that cares for each other no matter what.
Now, folks, as you know, on this channel, we cover important matters pertaining to the country, the economy, as well as our money. I have talked about the January 6th insurrection before, and I have talked about my feelings regarding that day. I just feel it was a horrible day for us as a country. In fact, let's hear from DC Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone. He said this, I quote, if you describe that day as anything other than brutal and violent and a disgrace to this country, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to those around you. Pretty strong comments. Let's roll the tape and watch what Michael Fanone had to say. Let's watch.
Sedition is what many see. And yet there are some leaders, I think of the vice president, some Republican leaders, who call this just another day in January. To that, what do you say?
At this point, I have no response. Everyone has seen the images from that day. Everyone has heard my testimony. If you haven't, it's because you choose not to. Mm-hmm. If you describe that day as anything other than brutal and violent and a disgrace to this country, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to those around you.
So that's where things stand, everybody. There's a lot of stuff going on. I can tell you that Joe Manchin has succeeded in curtailing the Biden agenda despite all the efforts from Congressman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, from all the progressives like Congressman Pramila Jayapal, the Democrat from Washington, despite all the efforts from Bernie Sanders, the independent from Vermont. Without the support of Joe Manchin, nothing is going to get done because he has the vote which the Democrats absolutely need. Without his vote, nothing can get done. And therefore, the balance of power literally rests on the shoulders of one man, Joe Manchin, the conservative Democrat from West Virginia. I have done another video talking about what Bernie Sanders wants and how he's pushing as hard as he can for there to be an element of fairness, for prescription drug prices to be brought under control, for more help to be provided to those who need it. But I can tell you that there's one person standing in the way, and that is exactly what is happening. Let me know what you thought of comments from Joe Manchin. Let me know whether you agree or disagree with Congressman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who has been pushing not just for the expansion of Social Security, but also for expanded unemployment benefits, also for protecting renters from eviction. And of course, let me know what you think of comments from DC Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone. I thought his comment was extremely honest, and I tend to agree with him, because I believe that what happened on the 6th of January was just horrible for our country, and I have mentioned that elsewhere on our channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. My goal is to bring you the latest news and to bring you the truth about the country, the economy, as well as our money. Folks, there's a lot of news floating around. You do have a lot of options when it comes to consuming the news, and I want you to know that you taking a few minutes of your time to visit our channel, to watch this episode of Ignition Time, means a lot to me personally. I consider each and every one of our viewers as a part of my family, and I work hard for you every single day. In fact, oftentimes my wife says, hey, how much time are you going to spend making videos? And I said, hey, I'm not making videos to make money or to gain or just, for my personal ego. I'm making videos because I want to give back to this country that has given me so much. I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream. And if I can be a voice and if I can be a medium to transmit information that is, to be honest, at times nonsensical, but if I can just give you information that allows you to make sense of this crazy world that we live in, allows you to understand the way the country works, the way the economy works, and by extension, the way you can manage your money, well, then folks, I will have done my job and I will have done my bit for the day as I try and give back to this country and to its citizens, to our fellow Americans who I love so much. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please click like, please click subscribe, please enable notifications. Also follow me on Twitter. This right here is my Twitter feed. You'll be able to keep up with all the latest news stories on Twitter. My Twitter handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.